Guys, I'm working on the brown K-Swap EG hatch here today. We got boxes of K-Tune parts in for it, so I'm going to show you guys those, and then we're going to get to installing a couple. So this is what we got. We got the K-Tuned rad kit. This is the fan, goes with the rad kit. I'd already opened that out of the box, so it was a little bit easier to show you guys. It also comes with the rad hoses, K-Tune rad hoses, and it comes with the stainless steel hose clamps, 2-bolt clamps. We also got the K-Tuned 74 mil cast throttle body. Got that. Our RBC is already ported to match our throttle body adapter. We need to be able to bolt this onto the manifold. We got our K-Tune throttle cable with our brackets. We got our K-Tuned fuel pressure gauge that goes to our K-Tuned fuel pressure regulator. Our TPS. We got the power wire kit just so we can make it clean install. This is our rad bracket. This actually came with the rad kit as well. And our thermostat housing plug. We got the fuel rail. This customer went with the polished one, which I actually really like. It's a little bit nicer than the raw. Really stands out. It'll look good on there with the black manifold, black valve cover. Alright guys, I'm going to get this rad in here first. We need to get our fan put on there. This is our K-Tune fan, comes with the rad kit. All the pieces to mount it. So we got a rad fan on here. You do have to put these in. They come in the bag. And then these pieces here go down through here. We put them right through the rad. We flip it over and install this on the other side. So that's how that fits in. This bracket is a little bit on an angle on this one because the brackets that were on our traction bar were a little bit further over than they typically would be for this. So that's the bracket it comes with to hold it. Got the throttle body adapter and our throttle body here next. Installing our throttle body adapter next. It did have this ring in here for if you didn't port your manifold, just so it matches the stock manifold inlet. We're taking that out because we did port it to match this plate. You want to make sure your surface is clean. You got your new gasket, and it does come with Allen key hardware to mount it to the RBC. I am going to have to do, didn't notice at first, is I am going to have to actually make this gasket the size that we ported to. So I'm actually going to unbolt this. I'll cut that gasket out a little bigger, and then we'll put it back on. Alright, so I did cut the gasket out a little bigger, and it is ready to go back on. Looks like our throttle body port matches up nice. And that is on there. And I'm just getting the throttle body bolted on right now. got the throttle body bolted up. K-tune 74 mil. Alright, I'm just going to get this TPS mounted on here next. This throttle body is the one that uses the B series TPS sensor. I know a lot of people have problems with their K series TPS. Personally, I have not really seen enough problems to call it a problem, but I see a lot of people online just can't keep TPSs in their car. I don't know if there's another reason for it, but the B series TPSs have definitely proven to be reliable. Can't really say I've ever seen one fail. I'm just gonna get that bolted on. We will have to set this after. And I'm also going to get the map sensor bolted on here. And next piece will be our throttle cable bracket, which we have with our throttle cable, K-tune bracket, K-tune throttle cable. So that pretty much completes the throttle body. Once again, we got the K-tuned 74 mil cast throttle body, the B series TPS sensor, sorry, and the K-tuned throttle body adapter. So we got our rad done. We got our throttle body done. I think the next thing I'm going to do is get this fuel pressure regulator installed. It's going to go over here on this upper control arm bolt, but we need to take this bracket off and install the other bracket that comes from K-tuned. Goes on the back and it goes onto the strut tower that way. I'm going to take that bracket off, and then we're going to mount this bracket here. Now normally this bracket does come with two of these Allen key bolts that are button head instead of these ones, but I did have this bracket left over from something else. so I didn't have the button head Allen key bolts that K-Tune usually provides, but this is perfect because he didn't have a bracket for the fuel pressure regulator for this car, so not having the bolts is not really a big deal. It still works good with those, and it's going to be mounted in behind. I think we're really going to have to replace his strut nuts for him. They are rusty. So we'll get that mounted on there. Don't think that has been off in a while. So simple with that bracket, mounts right there in place. You just have to hold it kind of in the direction you want when you tighten it. Perfect. Okay, so with these fuel lines that come with the kit, it does come with the one that goes right from the rail to the regulator, and for the lines that go on the factory lines, what you got to do is strip this plastic coating off of the lines. It was already done because we had it hooked up this way on his B series before. You got to get the coating off the lines, and they want you to slide the line over the fuel line and then clamp it down, basically. Now this does work, but I found a better way, and that is just with these compression fittings that go on the line. So basically with these ones, it just has the little crush piece inside, the brass, and you just slide it over the line. You tighten these together, and it's secure. It won't leak, and it's a little bit more reliable, I think, than just sliding the line on and clamping it down with these clamps. And then we'll just tighten that up with a wrench, 2 wrenches, and our line will go from there to our regulator. Our smaller outlet is going to go to our smaller line for our return, and we'll do the same thing with that. Get those fuel lines on. Off camera there, I replaced those rusty nuts you guys saw there a minute ago on the strut tower. Now we can probably throw a throttle cable on and our fuel pressure gauge on that regulator, and I will be almost out of the parts. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for today on this EG. I'm going to show you exactly what we got. So we got our rad mounted, we got our throttle body adapter plate and throttle body on. We got our fuel regulator, K-Tune fuel regulator, fuel filter, fuel lines on there. Still got a few little things I'm gonna have to do before it can start. I'm gonna have to pull this water housing off here, plug this and plug this, as this car's not running heat. I do have to find a belt that'll fit here, and I need to get the lower rad hose done. I'm also gonna make intake for it. I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do with that. So just going to use one of these 90-degree pipes. It's 3.5 inch. All we'll do with this is basically cut it down a bit so it can drop in here, and we'll put our IAT sensor in it and a K-tune 3.5 inch filter. These motors really like the 3.5 inch intake. So we are getting close to be able to fire this up. A few little things to do obviously with our power wires. We got our shifter in the car. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this one, guys. And on the next video, we'll get back to the last few little things we need to do on it. And then we'll probably be able to start it up. We'll be giving it a dyno tune and whatnot to get it out the door for the customer. So please like, subscribe, share the channel. You know, we're still growing. And everybody enjoy your day. Peace.